Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The issue of the baptism of a Muslim who converted to Catholicism in such a public display in almost what can be perceived as triumphalistic way definitely created certain negative feelings amongst lots of Muslims and non-Muslims alike. The issue is there is a person who is Egyptian, he was supposed to be a Muslim, although he said later that he was a Catholic for 5 years, who is known for his support for the State of Israel, and he got angry with Islam and found that Catholicism is the better way to go, and so he made the decision. And all of that is understandable. That's people are entitled to their beliefs, and I don't think that any Muslim will jump up and down for someone who converts. Also, there are so many people all over the world who are converting to Islam and who are converting to Catholicism, but without this show that was put in display on the Eastern. And after that, we know that the Pope is coming to the United States on April 15, and he is supposed to attend to an interfaith forum, and we know that some Muslims are invited to that. Before that, there was a document, a message crafted by 130 Muslim scholars from all over the world, extending the olive branch to the Pope. This was after his previous talk that he quoted someone insulting Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and it was received in a very negative way. If we look at this kind of history and let us compare it to Pope John Paul, and by the way, I was lucky that I had audience with Pope John Paul II when he visited the United States, and his continuous, consistent theme was to build bridges and to create understanding amongst relations. I think, unfortunately, the steps taken by the Pope are disturbing and really raising lots of questions. You cannot, on one hand, raise the slogans of building bridges and accommodating Muslims and wanting to meet with them, and at the same time you do things that any person with normal common sense will know that they will be very irritating to a large number of Muslims, and they are actually uncalled for. It is uncalled for to quote someone from centuries ago saying negative things about Islam. It is uncalled for to make a big hoopla about some Muslim who converted and display that to the rest of the world. I think we should, with due respect and with due honesty as well, ask the Pope to decide which way he wants to go with Islam and the Muslims. I cannot offer a public relation show with the Muslims that I am the Pope of peace and of love, and at the same time go around and do things that are obviously meant to instigate. The other thing is what the Vatican released just yesterday in that context, in that environment, that for the first time of history in the number of Muslims exceeded the number of Catholics. To me, I think the number game is a silly game, because numbers are not what makes differences. We lived in a world where organized, distinguished, elite minorities ruled over the world on several times and ruled over their own countries. So to play the number game in comparison here is just an alarmist call that the Muslims are coming, so to speak. And if we put these pieces together, I feel that it is a very misguided policy. And we owe it to our Catholic brothers and sisters with whom we enjoyed a great relationship, particularly in the United States, particularly in this area of the United States, that we make them know honestly and without mincing words how we feel. And we hope that they can, through their intra-faith dialogues and the discussions, find a better way in dealing with Muslims, because it is better for the world. If Catholics are the largest number, or Muslims are, so we are talking about the two groups that have the largest following in the world. It only makes sense than those two big groups who agree on the supremacy of God, who agree on the concepts of mercy and love and justice, who agree on the fact that God guides people through scriptures, and who agree that there is a day of judgment and accountability, and who agree on a code of morality and ethics. I think they have compelling reasons to be together, not to be apart, and to coordinate and cooperate for what is best for humanity, rather than to do things that will result only in finger pointings and doubts and suspicions and ill feelings. And I really sincerely pray to God to show all of us the light, so that we can be true servants of His will, and can serve and dedicate ourselves to God, expressing our devotion to Him in serving humanity and being each other's keeper than each other's accuser or antagonist. That's important, and I hope, and we will spare no effort during this visit to make these sentiments clear to the Pope.